you doing, folks? My name's Jeremy Miller. This is Sly Fox Sports Podcast, and I am dropping this review of the college football playoffs rankings so far because I am getting sick and absolutely tired of hearing this ridiculous argument. And I'm going to break it down for you because right now the rankings are Alabama number 1, which they should be, Notre Dame number 2, which they should be, Clemson number 3, which, all fairness, they should be, and Ohio State number 4, with Texas A&M 5 and Florida 6. So, you're trying to tell me that Ohio State, who has only 4 wins, has played only 4 games. They beat Nebraska. They beat an 18th ranked Penn State, who has not won a game or has won 1 game all season, and they did that against Michigan, who I'm pretty sure a high school team could beat Michigan right now. Rutgers, and they had a close game against Indiana, who is now pretty much dead in the water because Michael Penix Jr. tore his ACL and is out for the season. So you're telling me 4-win Ohio State is better than a 6-1 Texas A&M, who their only 1 loss was to the number 1 team in the motherfucking country, Alabama. They've beat Vanderbilt. Okay, that's not a big win because Vandy hasn't won a single game. They lost to Bama big. Okay, fine. They beat the number 6 team in the country, Florida. Their only loss of the season. They've beat Mississippi State, Arkansas, South Carolina, and LSU. They had game against Tennessee and Mississippi postponed due to COVID. But still, a 6-1 Texas A&M, who handed Florida, who supposedly has the Heisman Trophy leader in Kyle Trask on their team, handed them their only loss, and A&M's only loss is to the definitive number 1 team in the country. So you're trying to tell me that a 4-win, 4-game Ohio State, who the only test that they had, they barely squeaked out against Indiana, is better than a 6-1 Texas A&M, who got destroyed by Alabama, which they should have, and they beat Florida and gave them their only win or only loss. And Florida is about to win the SEC East and go to the SEC championship game to face Alabama. So how is it that A&M, and I don't want to hear, oh, you're just an SEC apologist. You want 2 teams from the SEC in the playoff, blah, blah, blah. COVID this, COVID that. COVID's hit everybody. COVID's hit them all. BYU, they're 13th in the rankings. Iowa State, they're like 9th in the rankings. COVID's hit everybody. Florida's had games postponed. Texas A&M's had game postponed. Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, all have had games postponed due to COVID-19. People that couldn't play because of COVID-19. I honestly think the only reason that Clemson is in the top 4 is because they lost to the number 2 team ranked in the country. Number 2 team ranked Notre Dame in the country, because they did not have Trevor Lawrence. They only had DJ Uiagalelei. So you're, again, telling me that a 4-win Ohio State, who had a close game against Penn State. I'll say it was close. It wasn't a blowout. Penn State, let's look at their body of work. They haven't won a game until, last week against Michigan. Like I said, I think a high school team could beat Michigan right now, and it wouldn't be that much of a shock. Michigan should get dropped down to Division 1A or SCS and bring somebody up like, I don't know, Coastal Carolina, bring them into the FBS. Fucking A. But A&M, who are 6-1, second in the SEC West, only to the number one team in the country, Alabama. Alabama smacked their ass badly. Kellen Mond looked like a bitch. The defense for Texas A&M looked like a bitch compared to Alabama. But Alabama's done that to absolutely every damn team that they've played. So you have that. That was their only loss. But they gave Florida, who is about to win the SEC East, their only loss. And Florida are about to go to the SEC championship game to face Alabama. So how is it that A&M or Florida, hell, I don't care if it was Florida or A&M. I do not want to see a 4-win Ohio State team who might not even make it to their fucking championship game because they can't play. If they don't play either Michigan State or Michigan, and out of those two, if they don't play it, 10 out of the 12 last Big Ten games have to be canceled due to COVID in order for Ohio State to get to their Big Ten title game. If not, they don't get to their Big Ten title game. Is that when the committee finally drops them down? And if they do drop them down, does that mean that Florida, if it's a close game against Alabama, gets in? Or does Texas A&M, who beat Florida, go up? I want your comments down below. I want your opinions. Because, I don't know, I'm just saying that a 4-win Ohio State team should not be in the top 4. They haven't beat anybody. Their only test was against Indiana, and they barely lost. And let's not forget that Indiana put up 500 yards of offense on Ohio State's defense. Michael Penix Jr. made Ohio State look like his bitch. If it wasn't for that pick 6 by Shaun Wade, we probably wouldn't be having this discussion because Ohio State would have lost that game. But I beg to say, Ohio State at 4 wins, and their only close test was Indiana, who is pretty much dead in the water now because Penix is out with a torn ACL. So does that affect their schedule, or does that affect their ranking? Because Penn State was ranked when they beat them, and now they've beaten one team, and that's Michigan. They beat Indiana, who right now is in limbo because their quarterback is out for the season. So now we have to see how Indiana does without Penix. Are they going to keep up this, streak that they've been on, minus the loss to Ohio State? Or are they going to falter because they lost Michael Penix Jr.? That's the question. But if you're an A&M fan, you've got to be just screaming at the top of your lungs, how are we 5th? Let me know in the comments below. I need to know from other people. Please throw this out to everybody you know and explain to me. I want Ohio State fans. I want A&M fans. I want Clemson, Notre Dame fans. Give me all you got. Because I, honest to God, want you to, especially Ohio State fans, I want you to justify how in the hell you are in 4th place in the rankings over a 1-loss Texas A&M and a 1-loss Florida. That's all I got to say. Subscribe, comment, please. Later.